Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I have a special guest with me, Renee Green. How are you doing today?
I am fantastic. Happy to be here. Nice to see you, Paul.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining. Before we kind of get in there, I kind of wanted to just kind of let listeners know and share with them. Um, It's not just this is not really just an interview for me with you. I truly appreciate you being on here and being a part of the show. I have had a pretty incredible journey with Reiki and all the spiritualness, and you've been a big part of it, and you've been a good Reiki practitioner and a good teacher and friend, and so I just kind of really I'm pretty honored that you're here. You're kind of like a big deal for me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I very much appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule for this. And I know that everyone's going to love hearing from you.
Well, thank you. I am honored to be here. And it just is, it's great to work with people that you know. It's great to work with new people as well, but there certainly is this energy that we share. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And I was kind of curious. Um, I know you've talked a little bit about this, and I for about food and water and energy. And I kind of thought this would be something good to start with. I think it's something that might really surprise people, even making them a little uncomfortable in a good way, because it's something that I really like. One day, I'm walking through a store and I was buying some bottled water, and I started thinking, I'm like, there's probably people that go down the aisle and they're either in a bad mood or they just have this energy, right? And there's this good energy and bad energy, and who knows what goes on in the store, and it's been in a truck in a facility, and I know water, holds a lot of energy, and I'm kind of curious if you can maybe talk a little bit about I know you have certain practices and your thoughts on this whole thing of water, and is there certain things we need to be doing and that kind of stuff.
Well, it's really interesting, is that when I look at Reiki, I look at Reiki as love. And whether you're attuned to Reiki or not, we all have this love within us. We have this vibration. We all have Reiki in us. Being attuned to it allows you to direct it a little more and to have more intention with it. But we all have that love, that energy within us already. That life force energy is all around us all the time. And like you're saying, a lot of times there are those people who are angry or frustrated and they're walking past the water in the grocery store, or the people who put your pipes in your house were angry when they put it in, or whatever the case may be. But simply having the intention of offering love to something before you consume it. And For me, I like to, I call it charge. I like to charge my food and my water beforehand. I like to share the love. That's kind of my motto about everything, anyways, is sharing the love. I just want to share it with everybody. But knowing that whether you're Reiki tuned or not, that you have a loving vibration about you that you can share with whatever food or drink that you're consuming, so that you're not putting somebody else's vibrations into your body. And I just think that it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
And
wow.
it's really simple. It's all about intention. And it's not focusing on what negativity was there or is there, but it's about the intention of bringing in the loving vibration, the loving presence, that you have cultivated, and infusing that into, or charging that in your whatever it is. For me, I take the bottle, the glass, whatever it is, and I just hold it in my hands for a moment and have the intention of love flowing into that substance.
Yeah.
And with food, just before I eat, I just take my hands and just put them right over the food for just even a second with that mindset, that intention of sharing love with it. I love to cook. So when I cook, I put Reiki into my food as I'm cooking. I have the intention of love flowing into my food. And our grandmothers cooked that way. They love to cook and they love to share that
Right.
information or that loving energy, not information, with their children. And the way to do that was to put it into their food. And so I infuse my food when I'm making it, but when I'm walking the plates to the table, or I'm serving the plates, I hold the plate with the intention of love infusing into that. Um, and so that's my little practice. But I want to stress that it doesn't have to be this big ritual.
Right.
It doesn't have to be, I have to place my hands over it or in prayer or anything like that. It's not a big ritual. It's your intention that flows.
Okay.
And placing your hands over it just kind of brings your personal human intention a little bit closer. It's not really you directing the energy because the energy is being directed by your intention. But as a human, we often need some sort of symbol, and
Right.
so placing your hands over your food, closing your eyes for a moment, and just giving it that love.
Yeah, that is amazing, and it's such good advice because it's, you know, just like you said, just that intention.
Yeah.
And like if you're at a restaurant, same thing, right? Because you get the, I mean, we're all human, and so you're gonna have people around your food or your water that just you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
They could just be having a really bad. They could have just woken up and they only got like 2 hours sleep, and you
Right.
know,
Or they're covering somebody else's shift and they don't really want to be
yeah,
there. All
right,
of those things.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, that's it's such a wonderful way of getting through life. And I just started because you've talked to me a lot about it, and I don't remember whether we brought up the shower, but so now when I get into the shower, I'm starting to like once the water's on, I kind of act like I'm walking into it. Like I kind of like because it's supposed to like also clean off your energy. So I kind of like if I was stepping in, and kind of stepping into it. I don't know
That's
whether
beautiful. And again, it doesn't have to be a big ritual.
right,
If you take that moment and say the water coming out of the shower head is filled with light and love, and
right.
that's it. And then you walk in and you just remove all that negative energy that may be around you or even in your pores,
Yeah.
just taking that one little moment
Yes.
to share your love.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love it, and I love you're just so much about sharing, and I just it's just that the energy that comes from you is just such amazing, and I love that, I don't know if many people I mean I know you've sold a lot of your affirmation decks because you created that, and I don't know how many more people know about that, but it is the most amazing thing. I love your affirmation cards that you created, and I love that you're sharing that with everybody. Can
Yeah,
you
that's
tell me like why did you want to do that, and how did you, I mean, was it like a pretty big experience for you of putting yourself out there and
it's really interesting because for me, my affirmation cards was, I received a deck from a friend of mine, and I I didn't have any affirmation decks. I have lots of decks of different things, tarot cards and things like that. But I didn't have any actual affirmations, and I received this deck of cards from her, and I really really enjoyed it. And I'd get the affirmation out and I'd read it, and it came with a little stand, and I'd put it on the stand, and I'd have it on my desk, and I I just wasn't getting that benefit of that affirmation card. And so I was, thinking, how can I create a little bit more? So I used Reiki, and I asked, how can I make this more beneficial And that's where the reflections came in. I'm like, oh, absolutely. If there was some reflection that I can do with this affirmation to bring it in home, to let it
Right.
settle in, to make it real, because you can say an affirmation all day, but if you're not feeling it, you're just saying words. So I'm like, how can I feel this? So I sat with it, I journaled, I, kind of kept working with the energy on it, and then it came, with the Reiki energy that, and the five ideals of Reiki, I that we could transform these cards into something that other people could use to take a moment for themselves, to stop and really feel into these affirmations, to make them live.
Yeah.
And so when you look at it, you don't just go, oh, yeah, that's great, and move on, but you really take that time to quiet your own inside and feel into it and allow the loving Reiki energy to come through.
Yes, I no, I love it. And I mean, I don't know if you realize how powerful you are. And I don't mean this to be in a negative way of sharing the cards, but I was at first sharing, you doing a pulling a card, and I stopped because it was so personal, because the power was so incredible that it literally was then I'd pull a card and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, that's exactly how I'm feeling. Or I would pull a card and go, oh, whatever. And then later in the day, I'm like, oh my gosh, my card. This, oh my, I need to be. And it was so personal that then I started thinking, well, do I want to share this? Because I'm like, I felt like I'm giving a vision of my soul to other people. And I'm like, no, I'm like the energy from the cards. It's so powerful. I don't know if you realize that it literally what you just described is what I'm feeling from these cards I got.
Well, it's kind of great because when I originally created them, I was creating them with Reiki in mind, with the five ideals in mind. And I'm sure you've pulled a couple of cards that kind of resemble the five ideals.
Yeah.
But I also created the energy of those cards, no matter where they were printed or how that part works, but the energetic piece of it, I requested that the Reiki energy flow through those words to the people receiving them.
Yeah.
So it's like getting a little infusion of Reiki every
Yes.
time you read one.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing that
Oh,
and for bringing that forward. But, not many people would share that,
right.
and so it's, and I don't want to step out and say, oh, they're Reiki infused, blah blah. That's
Oh,
not
right.
really where I'm at, but
Right.
that certainly was my intention.
Yes.
So thank you so much
No.
for sharing.
Yeah.
I am
And
honored to hear that.
I mean, I hope people do share them. That's, that is the good thing to do. But I'm just saying it was sometimes, I mean, just sometimes, we're human and we things just, whatever kind of practitioner you are, you have days, and I just would sometimes I'm like reading it and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I'm just not feeling the joy. And it's talking about how I need the joy. And then later on, I realized, oh my gosh, I'm really in a bad mood. And the joy I really need, and so it became just so personal that I was just like, I think this is just something I need for myself, and it's just something that's really, I enjoy them, and so it just became this personal thing that I was tied to it, and
That's beautiful.
and and for anyone, so they are on Amazon, so people can go and look on Amazon, and Renee Green, and you can also go to Tarot PJ, TAROTPJ.com. Or no, I'm sorry, it's Renee.tarotpj.com, and they will take you directly to Renee's cards, or you can go to Amazon and you can search for um, your affirmation deck. You can also go to, I think you have them on your website, right? Green.
I do.
Yeah,
And when
green.
you're searching on Amazon, you can always go to A Moment for You,
Okay.
affirmations, and they will come up. As well as, every Sunday I do a card pull for the collective
Ooh,
for the week.
nice.
So feeling into the energy of the collective and what we all need to take a
Yes.
little moment and reflection, and then just do a little short meditation, very, very short. Nobody has to get scared.
Right, right, right.
But yeah, beautiful.
And so you're on Facebook so people can find you. Your website is greenrenee.com.
You got it.
Is it the same for Facebook or is it Renee Green for on Facebook?
It's Renee Green on Facebook.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any other
I
sites?
will send you the link and you can add it onto
Okay.
the notes on your podcast
Okay.
if you'd like. That'd be
Perfect.
great. Oh, I would love
Perfect.
to have some people come join us. That'd be so much
Yes.
fun.
Yes. And speaking of the, I mean the power, like um yeah, like the power you that I mean we started talking and not even probably 2 minutes into talking. Like I'm pretty good at hearing when energy is being sent. And I've had energy coming from, I don't know if it's you or who, but since we've been doing this, energy is just flooding in. I mean, you've got this energy that just just this beautiful energy that comes from you. And I know you do the holy fire Reiki and there's the different types of Reiki. And I'm kind of wondering if you can quickly explain the different types. And did you go straight into Holy Fire or did you go from something else to Holy Fire?
I actually did jump directly into Holy Fire. My Reiki master was originally trained in Yesui. I have since moved on to a couple of other different types as well. But, you know, the one thing that I found is like with Yusui, it is very traditional. It is about the roots and the structure and the lineage of the hands-on practice. And with Holy Fire, it's a little more refined, evolved energy, if you will. There's more of an inner experience. You're more guided by um, the feeling, this subtle awareness. It's very experiential. Um, and then, like I said, there's so many others. There's angel Reiki, there's Celtic Reiki,
Wow.
and there's many more. I mean, those are just a
Right.
couple. But really, I mean, there isn't a difference in the energy itself.
Okay.
What's different is how we connect with it and how we share it is what makes the subtle changes. So it's certainly not about what's better or what's worse. It's really about what resonates with you.
Okay. And
And so,
are the attunements the same? Like I know with the regular you get an attunement. Is it the same um pretty much kind of shared concept or?
well, it really depends on the practitioner.
Okay.
Some use Dewey trained practitioners. They are it has to be hands-on in person. And some have migrated a little bit more, like I said, with the Holy Fire, it can be done remotely. There's others that can be done remotely. I believe Angel and I know that Celtic, both of those can be done remotely, but it really just depends on the lineage that the practitioner is following. But again, the energy is the same no matter what the ritual is.
Right. Okay.
So, and I kind of look at it as, William Rand puts it so well. He brought us the holy fire energy. He puts it so well is that, Reiki is ever evolving and there is no preference other than yours as to how you work with it and what type you work with, because the
Right.
energy is still the energy.
Correct. Right.
It's just how you can, in my words, share the love.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it's amazing. I mean, I just absolutely love I noticed a difference. I've been attuned with both and I noticed that there was a big difference.
Yeah,
Um
for me, I found that in receiving the Yesui method, um, it's it works with you a little bit faster. And the Holy Fire really meets you where you are.
yeah,
And again, these are just my opinions.
right,
And some people are ready to make big jumps, and other people need to work a little softer. And the
right.
Holy Fire will. really identifies whether you need that big jump or you need to take baby steps. And so, for me, it's really how you receive it the way you need to receive it, no matter what the energy is.
That's perfect. Just perfect. And I noticed I was on your website, greenrenee.com, and you've got a trip coming up, right? Or,
I do. I'm
yes.
headed to Greece.
Oh my
Um,
goodness. That's
we
so
are
amazing.
going,
What are you
we
going
are
to do?
going to align our energies with what's best for us
Okay.
in movement, in relaxation, and just really personal connection.
That sounds amazing. And can anybody, any of our listeners, um, they can come to your website and
Absolutely.
okay.
Anybody is welcome to come. We are going October 4th through 11th,
Okay.
and it's going to be an amazing, relaxing, aligning time.
Wow. I know, I bet it is. I heard stories about when you guys were doing the swimming with the dolphins. Or was that last year or the year
Yeah,
before?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
been a year. This month, it's been a year.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
am itching to go. In fact, I sneak peek my partners don't know yet, but I'm thinking about going back to Bimini either in 2027 or 2028. So,
Nice.
but for this year, we are headed off to Greece, and we are
Wow.
going to do some snorkeling and some
Yes.
relaxing, and
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
That
being
sounds
with the natives.
amazing. Oh my goodness. And everyone, you can go to renee.tarotpj.com for her cards or go to Amazon and you can find Renee on Facebook. And I have experienced several of your meditations, especially the longer ones as well as some of the mini ones. And we had talked about seeing if you would do one for us today. But I was kind of thinking, I'm kind of feeling like this is really maybe something really good that for people to go find you on Facebook and enjoy the meditation. And I really would love to have you on again. And so I'm kind of feeling like I want to hear some comments. I want people to comment and kind of get us going on this so that then we will do another podcast and we will have the meditation. I really would like to do that if that's possible. Let's see if
Yeah,
maybe if we can get like, 10, 11. 11 is a good number, right? If we can get 11 comments,
absolutely.
will you come back and do a meditation?
Yeah, absolutely. If we have 11 people comment and say they want
Okay.
me to come back and do a meditation, I'm happy to do so.
Okay. Okay. Because you never know with my audience. With my audience, I might get like no comments and I might get two views, or I might get like on several of them, I've had, 20 people comment. So you just don't know. So if we can get 11, okay, 11 is our number, then Renee will come back and we will do another podcast.
Beautiful.
And
Maybe we'll do a Reiki journey.
oh yeah, that would be exciting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes, and don't forget, go look for affirmation cards, and that's on Amazon. You can also go to greenrenee.com and you can find them there. And it's just been, like I say, I mean, I'm so happy that we you came on. You're actually one of my first guests. I've done a lot of the podcasts, and I kind of I'm all over the board because I haven't figured out what I'm doing. So I try to post on TikTok, YouTube, and also the podcasts. But it was really just an honor to have you be my first guest. And I'm just so glad that you have just been part of the journey from my healing to my learning to where I'm at now. And so it really, it's nice to see people and to hear from them that are have made it in six they're very successful, they've made it, they're very popular, but they're still willing to share of their time to people who are starting, so I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. It has been just a joy. I love to be in this atmosphere with you where we can just talk about Reiki and Just had such a great time. Thank you for asking all the questions, and I hope that your listeners got some great information. And I just want to say one thing is that you need to remember that there's nothing you need to fix, just
Right.
the things you need to remember.
Perfect. Wow, that is amazing. It's powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Just remember that you have the love inside of you and you can share it anytime with your water, with your friends, with your loved ones.
That is perfect. Just perfect.
Thank you, Paul. It was
Yes,
really, really has been a great pleasure to be here with you.
yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And say hi to the family.
Will do. Namaste.
Yes, namaste.